We're releasing Funk Yeah Boysenberry, Funk Yeah Nectarine. I think you guys are going to be really stoked on them. Cheers.
Cheers.
2020 Funk Yeah.
Great funk.
It's definitely going in a good direction from the previous years. Like the balance is getting a lot better. I think the acid complexity is definitely kind of getting there. The drinkability is perfect. Like the acid is like really good. It's just enough to make your mouth water and like not taxing on the palate.
It's a dangerous beer. I can drink all this very quickly. Happy to have it.
Right. So this blend of Funk Yeah serves as the base beer for our two fruited blends, the Boysenberry and Nectarine. So this is like a really good base for any kind of fruit because the acid is super mild. Like the funk is like in a good place, and like the flavors are really like in sync with each other. So like adding the fruit lets you like really taste what the fruit does to the beer versus like the different blend. Which is really cool to like taste them all side by side, and you can see like what kind of acid the fruit brought to the beer.
That's the first thing you obviously see with this one is just the brilliant, beautiful color. I mean, that is boysenberry in liquid form.
Tons of boysenberry character and like a tiny bit of funk in the background, but mostly just super jammy right now. Yeah, this is the second year we've done boysenberry. We really liked it the first time, so like doing it again was pretty obvious. But we'll change it up next year.
Had you used boysenberries before using them in Funk Yeah?
We haven't used them on their own before. We've used them in a collab as like a, half of the fruit volume, but never on its own until Funk Yeah. I mean, the acid profile is pretty similar to the base beer, with just like a touch more sort of like side of the tongue acid on it, but still super drinkable.
Oh, absolutely incredibly drinkable. So why Nectarine?
I like Nectarine because it's sweet and not quite as acidic as apricot or peach. It's really just intensely fruity in a very nectarine kind of way. I think nectarine is just something you don't see. It's not crazy common. It's just a really awesome fruit to work with.
And yeah, you can smell the nectarine from
from the table. You can smell it. It's intensely fruity, but it smells like super like in sync with the beer, right? I mean, the beer itself, the base beer is fairly stone fruit forward, so this just kind of like intensifies that character. This is like one of my favorite Funk Yeah ones for this year, just because you can see what the fruit acid does to the beer. It doesn't make it any less drinkable, but it just changes sort of like the mid palate, like sort of like mouth-watering aspect of the beer. And way more mouth-watering acid than the other two kind of trigger. It's definitely got like a rounder, like it hits everywhere on your tongue sort of thing. This year in particular, we're super excited about these ones. The blend itself is spot on. Like it's definitely something we're excited to share with everyone.
It's fun already to see how much these beers are changing.
I think you should try all three. Buy a set now to try, buy another set to age a while. I think you guys are really gonna like how these age over time and just enjoy them fresh as well. They're super awesome blends.